Friday Night SmackDown just keeps on getting better. And it's really refreshing to see just how many great main events we're getting recently. Also, I'm not too sure how to feel about this heel turn. Start off this show, we would have Cody speaking to Jimmy Uso and telling him to stand up for himself, to work on himself. Don't concern himself with your brother. Concern yourself with you. And then he walks through the curtain. When he walks out, it's the usual Cody stuff. He talks about last week, how he wasn't himself last week, but hey, it's all that needed to be done. And then out comes Drew McIntyre. Drew says that he isn't the one who attacked Jacob Fatu. It could have been anyone. It could have been Jimmy Uso. And then Jimmy Uso comes out. Now this whole thing with Jacob Fatu is like really killing me, because I really don't think it was Drew McIntyre who attacked him. I think it might have just been a happy accident, but then again, who would do it and why? There are a lot of theories I've seen about it being Austin Theory who could be joining the Vision. And of course, there's been a lot of talk about Austin Theory and the Vision. And I mean, the Vision does need a new member, so Austin Theory makes sense. But why would he do it on Friday Night SmackDown? That's like the biggest thing I'm thinking about. Also, why would he attack Jacob Fatu? Again, doesn't make much sense. I'm not really sure, because there's no reason for him to attack Jacob Fatu of all people. The Vision doesn't concern themselves with Jacob Fatu. So for all those reasons, I don't think it's Austin Theory. Then again, I do not think that it's Drew McIntyre, because then again, that also doesn't make much sense. I mean, it does make sense, he has the motive and everything, but with Drew's character, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Because Drew would make a show of it. Drew would probably carry him out to the ring or something like stuff he did with CM Punk. He would attack you backstage. He would do anything, but he would not do it and pretend that it wasn't him. Not necessarily that. So I have actually no idea who it might be. Could it have been Randy Orton? That's kind of possible, I think. Maybe Randy is out there just trying to eliminate everyone from the world title picture so he can get his hands on Cody before everyone else does. Again, that also does make sense, but only slightly. This is actually something I'll probably do a video on pretty soon. Anyways, going back to SmackDown, Jimmy Uso would continue attacking him before they would split up, Drew McIntyre would leave and all that good stuff. But not everyone would leave before the MFTs would come in, because they have a match against Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura. Drew is then backstage yelling at Nick Aldis, but is again attacked by Jimmy Uso, who seems to be different. There seems to be something of a different aura around him. Not sure what it is, but it's really interesting. Then we would get the MFTs versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Rey Fenix. And again, really great match. All four of these guys actually worked really well together. First things first, MFTs seem to actually finally have some aura around them with the whole face paint thing. I mean, crazy what sort of a difference a paint job makes, I guess. And then on the other hand, you have the duo of Rey Fenix, who seems like he can work with absolutely anyone, because whoever they pair this man with, he does amazing. And yeah, beside him, there was Shinsuke Nakamura, who... Do I need to talk about how good Shinsuke Nakamura is in the ring? I don't think that's necessary. But also, let me know what you would name this tag team, because that's real interesting. If they do become a tag team, I think they will eventually have a name. I'm going to throw my idea in there, which would be Art of Motion. I don't know why, just kind of fits. The artist of Shinsuke Nakamura, or I guess artist formerly known as Shinsuke Nakamura, which is his old gimmick. And Rey Fenix, who is like this beautiful, different guy in the ring, whose motion is just way different. So I would name it Art of Motion, but again, let me know what you would name them. And MFTs would actually win this match, which I'm not sure what that does for Rey Fenix and Shinsuke Nakamura. I don't think it's gonna do any damage. Right now, they're there just to get on TV, because they are guys who deserve to be on TV, even though they don't have storylines right now. So again, I'm just happy they're on TV. But for the MFTs, this really ups their aura even more, and Solo Sikoa seems to be different. Everything seems to be different. I'm really enjoying this. Chelsea Green is then trying to recruit Julia to her secret service. And is that Nikki Cross in the background? Is Nikki Cross going for the US Championship? Really hope so. But yeah, Julia would say arrivederci, and Chelsea Green thinks that means yes. Oh, Chelsea Green, never change, never change. Please, I beg you, you're such a great character. You're such a great addition to this roster. Then we would have Tiffany Stratton versus Kiana James, and Kiana actually gives Tiffy a really tough and actually good match. I kind of half expected this to be like 2 minutes of runtime, but this match went for quite long, like for a quite decent time, and I'm really happy about it. I really am, because Kiana James does deserve it. She really does. And the in-ring work was pretty good in my opinion. It was really fun. It actually took a moonsault and a prettiest moonsault ever in sequence to win against Kiana, making Kiana feel really strong, not just like a fodder character that she was for quite some time now. Now she finally has some aura around her where like she stood really close to the top, to the women's champion, so really good stuff. Julia would then come in to attack Tiffy, but Jade comes in for the save, and Jade Cargill actually turned on Tiffany Stratton. I mean, turned on is pretty harsh. The thing is, yeah, Jade Cargill is obviously a heel now, but I didn't feel impactful, I guess, because they weren't really friends beforehand. They were actually feuding for the championship. As Jade Cargill got injured, she got injured in a match that was for the championship, because they were friends for about 30 seconds as Jade saved her. It didn't really feel like a big turn, if you get what I mean. She's obviously a heel now, and I like that. I'm really happy that Tiffany Stratton has a great heel to go up against now in Jade Cargill, who I think is gonna do a tremendous job as a heel. Really happy for that. But then on the other hand, this turn didn't feel like much of a turn, honestly. Sami Zayn would then congratulate Ilya Dragunov, and he would pass the Open Challenge to him. And the legacy of the US Open Challenge continues. I'm really happy for this, because I know Ilya is going to be bringing us bangers after bangers after bangers every single week now, and I'm really happy for that. This makes a lot of sense. This is what I wanted to happen. I didn't necessarily think it was going to, because it's WWE, you can't always like predict them. Ilya then comes out and he's really emotional. You can see that he's trying to hide it, but you can see this man is very emotional right now. And he's emotional because he was away from the ring for about a year, and his injury was bad and his recovery was really hard. And whoever followed him during this recovery, whoever followed the reports, you know just how troublesome this was. And yeah, I'm really happy to see him back in the ring. And as he says, for him, there's no giving up. Really happy with this stuff.
So my dear friends and enemies,
pain shall entertain you every single week from now on. I'm really happy for this. Again, I'm saying I'm happy a lot because that's what I am. I'm really happy. Out would then come Aleister Black with Zelina Vega. Once again, I love their presentation. Is it kind of like Karrion Kross and Scarlett? Yeah. Am I sad that Karrion Kross and Scarlett are not in WWE any longer? Yeah. Do I hate Aleister and Zelina Vega for this? Not at all. Not at all. I'm pretty sure this was a WWE thing. So please bring no hate to the two of them, just because of some resemblances. I mean, kind of a lot of resemblances between Karrion Kross and Scarlett, and Aleister Black and Zelina Vega. But you never know what will happen. In a couple of weeks, those differences might grow even more, like separate the two, I guess, partners away from each other. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see if this is really just a carbon copy of Karrion Kross and Scarlett. But nevertheless, their presentation is really good, and the match was beautiful. It was so damn amazing. And just, I know I'm gushing about Ilya so much, but man, the way he takes hits is so damn badass. Like, I don't think I've seen a guy who takes hits like that in a long time. And I'm not even talking about like Dolph Ziggler selling stuff. It's not so much he's selling, it's just the way he takes hits. Like, when someone hits him, you really feel like, damn, is he really injured? Like, even throughout this match, his neck, I still don't know if it was really injured or not, because they kind of played on it later in the commentary as well. And like, again, later in the show, you could see Ilya kind of like grabbing his neck as if it really hurts or it doesn't. So yeah, just WWE stuff. But if it didn't really hurt, damn, the selling was on point. And the times where he got hit in that neck, they really felt like, okay, that might break your neck, honestly. Which is a lost art when it comes to wrestling in general. So yeah, I'm really happy about a lot, and I mean a lot of this. The match would also have "This is awesome" chants, which is always brilliant to see. Love the crowd. The crowd was actually pretty damn good. Damian Priest would then interrupt, and he has an injury from 2 weeks ago, but that eye injury isn't what I thought it would look like, because I honestly thought they were going to play on the Aleister Black stuff, where Damian Priest will have to wear a contact lens for a while because his eye is injured. Like, you know, Aleister Black, he doesn't have 2 different colored eyes. He's just been selling this eye injury for like years and years and years. I think it's been like 5 years at the very least. Crazy person, crazy man. I can't believe he's still selling it, but I mean, it's a cool ass look. Who wouldn't sell it? Who wouldn't still sell it? The appearance of Damian Priest would distract Aleister Black just enough so that Ilya Dragunov can hit the Torpedo Moscow. And 1, 2, 3, he wins his first title defense. Damian Priest would then attack Aleister Black, but Zelina Vega would help her hubby escape. Did I just say hubby? What the fuck is wrong with me? But Zelina Vega would help her husband escape. Carmelo Hayes is then backstage talking actually pretty good stuff about The Miz, about how he's a great wrestler, he was a good mentor at times, but how everything that's happened between them, there's just so much bad blood. But he doesn't want revenge. He just wants to move on. And then Kit Wilson would be there talking about toxic masculinity again. And look, I love this Kit Wilson gimmick, I really do. It's really fun. He's obviously going to be a jobber at this point. Maybe something happens in the future that I'm not expecting. But with this gimmick, it's kind of a jobber gimmick where like you give him to guys to beat him up. But again, you never know. But nevertheless, he's back on TV. Really, really fun wrestler, really fun gimmick. And Carmelo versus Kit would be announced for next week. Ilya is then backstage with Fraxim as he tells them that they can challenge him whenever. He doesn't care. He's doing an open challenge every single week. Feel free to challenge him. But then DIY walks up to him, and again, I love DIY so much. I love when they are just on screen. They're really, really fun personalities, really fun gimmick. These heels that they're playing, really great stuff. Also, one of the Tongas comes up and does this. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss are then backstage giving an interview, but they are interrupted by Nia Jax, who's there talking about how Alexa stabbed her in the back in the past. And now they have a match next week. Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax. Then we would have our main event, which is Jimmy Uso versus Drew McIntyre in a no-holds-barred match. I'm really happy to see so many stipulations in main events recently on SmackDown. You had the Last Man Standing match, now you have the No DQ match. Really fun stuff. I enjoyed these. As long as it's not just tag team with these 2 big guys and a tag team of these 2 big guys. Oh no, one of them hates each other. Let's fight. That doesn't really work every single week. It can work, it really can, but when it's just oversaturated to the point where you just don't know what to think, it kind of becomes boring, and that's what these tag teams have become. And now you have matches with stipulations on regular television, on weekly television, on SmackDown, and with 2 big names at that. Really, really fun stuff, and the match was great. And the one thing that was bad about this match was, it was the crowd. It was the crowd that immediately, as soon as the match started, chanted, "We want tables." That's not how table spots work. I really hate this chant. Not because like some people want tables, I get that. But because you chant it at the very beginning of every single match that could have tables. It's just, I don't get it. But the match in and of itself was great. It really was great. You had the tables, you also had chairs. Really great spots. The Scottish Warrior would win with a Claymore, and that makes a lot of sense because he's going up against Cody Rhodes. If he lost to Big Jim, like, who would care about that match? But yeah, Drew McIntyre would keep on attacking Jim, and he would tell him, like, I'm innocent. I'm innocent. You stop blaming me. Cody would then come in for the save, but Cody would eat the Claymore to end the show as well. Please let me know what you thought of this SmackDown down below. Let me know your thoughts, and arrivederci.